Shalom, Apostle Tahar coming back at you with this truth, and this is a change of pace. I'm going to go into foods that are found in the Bible for your health. You know, what you should eat and what you should not eat. And I want to go into what you can use to fight a superbug. When you look up the word superbug, if you Google it, a superbug is a bacteria that if you go to a hospital, your run-of-the-mill antibiotics will not kill. So there's certain infections that you can get. For example, MRSA, which your doctor, there's no real cure to turn that thing around. I mean, they would have to really work on it. And these superbugs are becoming more drug resistant and resistant to antibiotics. And then you can even get an infection from going into the hospital and the doctor using certain antibiotics, which these superbugs develop from actually going into the hospital. So you get sick and you run to the hospital, man. The doctor's not necessarily going to be able to help you, but they're not going to tell you that. See, Esau wants to make you believe that he has the answers, and he has all the cures to your ills, but he doesn't. So it's up to you as Israelites. The word Israel is from the Hebrew Yasher Allah, which means he, Yah, Prince, Shah, Allah, power, or God, or judge. So that means you are a prince of God, or you are a prince of the judge, which makes you a judge. Another way of saying Israel, Yasha Allah, is sons of God, because we are the princes of the Most High. The Most High is the king, Yahweh Shai is the king, and we are the sons of the Most High. So that's another way of saying Yasha Allah. Now you're supposed to understand herbs and different foods for health. We've been in Babylon so long that we eat this man's food, and when we get sick, we run to this man's hospital, which sometimes, in an emergency situation, you have to run to the hospital or to the emergency room. What Western medicine is good for is trauma and emergency situations, but they're not good at healing you or building you up or revitalizing your body. They're not good at that. They're good at trauma. Now I went to I put in the word honey. I found out the word honey is mentioned in the scriptures 56 times. And I'll just go to the first scripture that popped up, Genesis 43:11. It says, "And their father Israel, which was formerly Jacob, said unto them, If it must be so now, do this. Take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm, which is a healing agent, and a little honey, spices, and myrrh, nuts, and almonds. And that's what you're supposed to be eating. You know, honey, balm for healing. Honey is also a healing agent. Spices, myrrh, nuts, and almonds. You have a thing called a bitter almond, which is B17, which actually can cure cancer. If you have a cancerous tumor, it can get rid of that tumor. So you have to understand these medicines, and these medicines are found in the scriptures. Now I looked up the word cinnamon, and cinnamon is actually a Hebrew word, which let me go to it. The word is Quana Ma1. So when you say cinnamon, it's the bastardized way of saying the Hebrew word Quana Ma1. And if you study cinnamon, they found out, Esau just found out through research, that cinnamon regulates your blood glucose, your blood sugar, which is helpful for diabetics. Now, what I have, I make myself. It's called a cinnamon tincture. So if I eat something and I feel there's a lot of carbohydrates or sugars in it, I will take maybe 3 or 4 droplets of that cinnamon tincture, and it brings down, it regulates your blood sugar. If your blood sugar is low, it brings it up to the proper level. If your blood sugar is high, it brings it down to the proper level. There was one situation where I had made a sweet potato pie, and I put a lot of cinnamon in it, and I gave it out to some of the brothers, and I gave one piece to Apostle Arimlob, and he said after he ate it, he felt a lot better. So I guess either his blood sugar was low or his blood sugar was high. I gave it to someone else which had diabetes, and I said, well, take this. And they tried it, and they checked their blood sugar, or their glucose, and they said it didn't work. But then they went back maybe 20 minutes later, and their blood sugar went down dramatically. I think it was over 100 some odd points. Here's something else. Okay, I read about honey. Or the Most High said he will give us a land flowing with milk and honey. And that's referenced a number of times in the scriptures. In the book of Samuel, it mentions honey in the belly of a lion. This right here, this is a article, and this is from the dailymail.com. Because what I did, I believe I put in the words manuka honey and superbugs. And this is what popped up. It says, you won't believe it. Could manuka honey beat drug-resistant superbugs? And I'll read some of it to you. It says, it is a natural medicine used for thousands of years to clean wounds and fight bacteria. If you saw the movie The Equalizer, I think it's called The Equalizer, with Denzel, he had got wounded and he took some honey and he put it over the wound. I remember I had got a bad burn, and I knew about the healing powers of honey, and I took some regular store-bought honey, and I put it on the wound, and it didn't. If you get a burn, it turns into a blister. When I put that store-bought honey on the wound, it never turned into a blister. I mean, I have a mark there, but it's going away. Okay, it says I said thousands of years to clean wounds and fight bacteria. Now, you can't use regular store-bought honey to fight the superbugs. You have to use a honey called Manuka honey. And Manuka honey is, if you go to the health food store, you ask for Manuka honey, it's pretty pricey. A small bottle can cost you like $27, and depending on the UMF, which stands for I believe it's unique Manuka honey factor. It'll have a number. It'll say 10 plus. Anything over 10 plus is good, but anything over 15, 16 plus is even better. If you go to a health food store, like you go to the vitamin shop, for example, you'll have several different types of Manuka honey, ranging from about $25 all the way up to like almost $60. The $55, $60 bottle of Manuka honey, that's the best Manuka honey that you can get. And that actually cures the superbug, something that Esau's medicine can't cure, It says here, strong stuff. Manuka honey could fight drug-resistant superbugs. So, I mean, like I said, I'm going to end it on that. Like I said, I shifted gears a little bit. You notice I didn't get on your Nate or on Johanna. But I just wanted to share this with you. And like King Solomon, which was also known as the preacher, and the word preacher means to prophesy, because when you read the writings of King Solomon, there were a lot of prophecies in his writings, in the Song of Solomon, Ecclesiastes. There's a lot of prophecies in those writings. You got to learn everything, man. This goes beyond just calling the white man the devil and I'm an Israelite and shalom. When the Maccabees had fled up into the mountains, they ate off of the herbs of the tree. So in order for them to eat off of the herbs of the tree, they had to know herbs. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. And, keep studying, man.